Now, the Ghana Health Service is holding an emergency meeting here in Accra to review the country's preparedness and response systems to stem the threat of deadly COVID-19. Now, the meeting with the regional directors of health is expected to touch on the country's border preparedness following confirmed cases in neighboring countries, Togo and Burkina Faso. The latest to have confirmed 2 cases. Travel is restricted across Italy and public gatherings have also been suspended until further notice. Prime Minister Giuseppe Conte ordered people to stay at home. Here's a report from Global News on how the world is responding to the outbreak.
Giusta oggi è di restare a casa.
Italy's prime minister on Monday announced that travel restrictions would be imposed across the entire country just a day after locking down much of northern Italy, security measures that were already considered drastic.
Non ci sarà più una zona rossa.
There will not be any more Zone 1 or Zone 2 in the country. It will be Italy. Italy is a protected zone.
Un'Italia zona protetta.
The announcement made Italy the first country to restrict movement nationwide, a dramatic new clampdown aimed at halting the rapidly spreading coronavirus in Europe's worst affected country. The unprecedented restrictions, which ban all public gatherings and require people not to travel except for work or emergencies, come after an alarming jump in deaths tied to the highly infectious disease in Italy, with the death toll there reaching 463, more than a quarter of which were reported in the past 24 hours. Italy has more than 9,000 confirmed cases of the coronavirus, putting the national health system under massive strain.
We're encouraged that Italy is taking aggressive measures.
In Geneva, the World Health Organization's director said on Monday that the coronavirus is now closer to causing a pandemic.
Now that the virus has a foothold in so many countries, the threat of a pandemic has become very real. But it would be the first pandemic in history that could be controlled.
In Israel, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on Monday also announced more aggressive measures to stop the spread of the coronavirus, requiring all citizens who return from abroad to self-quarantine.
After a day of complex discussions, we made a decision. Anyone who arrives in Israel from abroad will enter a 14-day isolation.
Israel had already taken some of the most extreme precautions to prevent a local coronavirus outbreak, forcing visitors from many countries in Asia and Europe into isolation.
Most recently, Burkina Faso has recorded 2 cases of the coronavirus, COVID-19. So let's speak now to my colleague who is in Burkina Faso. He's a journalist. His name is Mr. Parfait. He joins us now. Hello and good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So what can you tell us about the circumstances that led to identifying these 2 cases of COVID-19?
Yeah, it's confirmed. In Burkina Faso, there are 2 cases for coronavirus, or Corona-19.
Okay. How did...
the 2 cases...
Yeah. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, but there are 2 cases and 1 suspect.
Okay.
And the 2 cases who back from France at Malona City was contract this virus. Is one of the great bishops who call it Mamadou Karambire and his wife, who was in France.
They were in France?
But
okay.
Yeah, in France. The land is Malona. The city is Malona.
So how did your country identify these cases? Did they go to hospital?
Yeah. They go from the big hospital in Ouagadougou who call Blaise Compaoré Hospital. Other Tengango Hospital. But it's the big one in Burkina Faso who get experiences, medicine, who can treat it. But right now, and the news or this afternoon time, we'll talk about a miracle. But the two guys, Bishop Mamadou Karambire, are beginning to recovery.
Okay. So no, go ahead,
and
please.
The government, okay, and the government are take many plans to fight against this pandemic health.
Okay, so for now they are getting better. Is that what you're saying? The two cases, they are recovering.
Well, we can talk. We are getting better, but they're still at the hospital.
Okay, tell me about the plans that your country has made to protect citizens from the coronavirus.
The first plan is the communication, sensibilization, and create the green number for free call. The second one is mobilize the resources to fight against this pandemic at the borders in Burkina. Borders, airport, and car station. They mobilize many agents to speed intervention. While you talk about there are this case in this place, there are green. If you call the green number, the medical agents will be there quickly to take care of this case. And the third one, the government create an area to contain the patients for treatment, who call quarantine.
Okay, so
we create.
No, please go ahead.
Okay, and we create many agents to make the sensibilization for the meeting place, for the windows, for the village, and naturally the village would never the borders like Cote d'Ivoire border, Togo border, Ghana border. There are many medical agents who will be naturally there to take care of all the voyages.
Okay, so all the travelers will be screened at the borders to make sure that they don't have any symptoms.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Are there quarantine hospitals? Do you have hospitals for quarantine in case you have an outbreak?
Yeah. They create a place at Tengango Hospital, who is the big one in Burkina Faso, to put all the patients in quarantine.
Now, about 2/3 of your country is controlled by rebels. How has that affected your country's ability to plan for coronavirus outbreak?
For coronavirus, right now, there are many meetings for the members of government, for the minister, for the health minister, to find how we can do to quarantine this health.
Okay. Nasara Parfait, I want to thank you very much for your time. We appreciate you speaking to us. Nasara Parfait is my colleague in Burkina Faso. He's a journalist, and they've obviously been dealing with the most recent identification of 2 cases of the COVID-19 virus. Now let's have a quick look at what's happening around the world. Let's make a quick update of the virus across the nation. Now the big numbers, first of all: 116,335 cases currently recorded. 4,090 of them have died. 3,024 of those deaths happened in Hubei, where the virus originated. And we have 64,391. The vast majority of those affected have actually recovered. And of course, the remaining number would be those who are still being treated for the disease. Now, let's have a quick look around the world. Maybe we'll start with the United States, where there are 761 cases currently identified, and they are quite widely spread across the map of the United States, from the East Coast to the West Coast. We have the bigger numbers in the more populated cities of New York and California. Of course, in Boston, Massachusetts, we also have quite a bit of a situation there. But New York State, California State are the two big ones. Also in Seattle, we have quite some large numbers. Not forgetting the more tropical Miami and the reasonably hot at this time of the year, Texas. So the country is, of course, scrambling to put in place as many of the measures that were advertised to deal with it. They've got $3.6 billion being used on that. But at the moment, we have 761 confirmed cases in the United States. Let's go to the origin. Let's see what's happening in China, where mainland China, where 80,757 of the cases were identified. Of course, you can see right there in the center, the biggest, the epicenter of it, the Hubei province, where it all kicked off. But scattered across this so hugely populous country, there are so many pressure points, hot points. Guangzhou has recorded quite a large number. Hong Kong has got its own share as well. And if you look across in Shanghai, which is on the eastern coast, Beijing, which is up north, you can see that it has really decimated the country. But of course, this is 1/3 of the world, so you can understand why these numbers would be large. Italy is the second largest, has the second largest concentration of COVID-19 cases, 9,172 cases. Out of that number, 463 of them have died so far. 724 have recovered. The rest of them are currently being treated and monitored with the disease. Iran also has had some serious fallout, 8,042 of them, but it is quite centrally located. Most of their cases quite central to the most populated parts of the country, near the capital. And actually, no, quite far from the capital, about near the center of the country in the Esfahan province. The capital, Baghdad, has also recorded a few, quite a few cases. So that's the reality of the cases across the world. Now, back here in Ghana, some pupils are also being taken through lessons on COVID-19. Here's a viral video of a teacher and her pupils. It's catchy, isn't it? Yeah, and that's how a teacher decided to deal with the education on the coronavirus. People certainly engaging. Let's hope that they remember what they're taught.